Hello, my name is Professor G, and I am the facilitator for this online managerial accounting course. I made two videos for Chapter 1, and this is the first of the videos, and this concerns financial accounting versus managerial accounting. Before we get into the subject, there is a student learning outcome that's in your syllabus, and it has two parts. The first is describe the differences between financial and managerial accounting, and the second part is evaluate the role of the management accountant, so you can see what this video is going to cover. In Chapter 1, Exhibit 1-1, they have a list of the differences, and those differences cover these 7 areas right here. And so for the first one, it's users. And you probably remember from your financial accounting course that the users are external parties, such as stockholders or creditors. Now in managerial accounting, we're talking about the users being insiders, and primarily they're the managers who plan and control the operations of an organization. Okay, the second area has to do with time focus. And in financial accounting, that annual report provided an historical perspective of how the business was doing. And the annual report went back 3 years. In fact, in the back of the report, you probably had a schedule that went back a good 10 or maybe 20 years. In managerial accounting, the emphasis is on the future. You'll see several chapters in this textbook that has to do with budgeting. The third area is verifiability versus relevance. And in financial accounting, you probably remember what auditors do. They take a look at transactions and then they find source documents to support those transactions. But over in managerial accounting, the emphasis is on satisfying management needs. It's whatever the managers need to run their business. In the fourth area, we're talking about precision versus timeliness. When we say precision in financial accounting, remember the auditor's letter in the annual report. The emphasis in that letter was on a fair report of operations and financial positions. The auditor said fair. They didn't say absolutely accurate to the penny, that's for sure. Over on the other side, the emphasis is on getting the information to the managers when they need it. And so very often, yesterday's information has to be on the manager's desk this morning. The next area has to do with the subject. Well, the primary focus is on the company-wide reports in financial accounting, and you probably remember that the parent corporation and its subsidiaries are all in one annual report, where in managerial accounting the focus is on segment reports. And when we use the word segment, we mean region, district, department, store, product line, those kind of things. The next has to do with rules. Oh, well, you remember for financial accounting, it was GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, here in the United States, and for international corporations, it was the International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS. Over on the other side, managerial accounting, you're going to find they're not bound by any outside rules. Okay, and number 7, requirement. Well, mandatory for external reports in financial accounting, and the Securities and Exchange Commission had a lot to say about that. Over on the managerial side, nothing's mandatory. Although, if you don't provide information to the managers, you'll probably be fired. Okay, the next topic is the role of the managerial accountant. Well, the first one is really obvious, and that is the managerial accountant provides information to managers for use within an organization. Notice I didn't say use. So the accountant is not going to make any of these management decisions. That's what the managers do. The accountant is providing a service to those managers. And the second thing is to report financial information to outsiders such as stockholders, creditors, and regulators. The third one here is to send tax information to city, state, and federal agencies. And the fourth thing is to maintain an ethical and reliable system of internal control. I'd recommend that you take a look at Exhibit 1-6. And in that exhibit there's the Statement of Ethical Professional Practice. That'll give you an idea of the ethics that managerial accountants should go by. Okay, how to read Chapter 1. Well, first off, I want you to assume that you are already a manager where you work, or where you hope to work anyway, so you should be looking at this content through a manager's eyes. The next thing is imagine how the content of this chapter impacts your ability to plan, control, and make management decisions. You're the people that do this, not the accountant. Okay, and number 3 is study Exhibit 1-5 to see how the rest of this book helps you learn the measurement skills needed in future management positions. Okay, enjoy reading the rest of Chapter 1. Again, I'm Professor G, and I'm looking forward to facilitating your learning.